dirty piece of iron could turn into a beautiful piece of art. Sounds hard to believe, right? Most people see raw iron as something rough and useless. It looks heavy. It looks dull. It has no life. But what if that same piece could become something so stunning that people stop and stare? What if something so simple could turn into something unforgettable? Ironwork is also about creativity. It is about patience. It is about turning an idea into something real. Something you can touch. In Tisby, though, we are going to take a simple piece of raw iron and turn it into a masterpiece. Step by step. No shortcuts. No magic. Just real work. You will see how something lifeless slowly becomes something full of detail and beauty. But here's the interesting part.
This process is not just about tools or skill.
It is also about seeing things in a different way.
Where others see scrap, we see potential.
Where others see waste, we see art. That mindset changes everything. Have you ever thrown something away because it looked useless? What if you could turn it into something valuable instead? That is exactly what we are about to do. And once you see this transformation, you may never look at iron the same way again. At the start, it will look slow. It may even feel boring. But don't skip.
Because every step matters.
Every small change adds up. Also, something unexpected will happen during the process. Not everything will go as planned. There will be mistakes. There will be challenges.
But that is where the real learning happens. That is where the real story begins.
So stay with me till the end, because I promise you this. By the end of this video, you will see a full transformation from raw iron to a finished piece of art. And not just that, you will also understand the simple steps behind it. And here is your reward. If you watch till the end, you will discover a few simple tricks that can make iron look clean and smooth. Tricks
that most beginners do not know.
These small details can change everything. So now, get ready. We are about to start this journey. A journey where heat, pressure, and creativity come together. A journey where something ordinary becomes something special.
Before we touch the iron, we need a clear idea.
Every great piece starts with a simple vision. Without a plan, the iron is just metal. With a plan, it becomes art. So, the first step is to decide what we want to create. Think about this for a moment. Do we want something modern or classic? Do we want sharp lines or smooth curves? Every choice matters. Even a small detail can change the whole look. That is why planning is so important. In our case, we are not making something random. We are creating a decorative iron piece.
Something that looks elegant.
Something that can fit in a home or a garden. It should feel strong, but also beautiful. Not too simple. Not too complex. Just the right balance. Now, the idea starts in the mind. But we need to bring it out. So, we make a rough sketch. It does not have to be perfect. Just simple lines. Basic shapes. This sketch is like a map. It shows us where we are going.
At T-stage, many beginners make a mistake.
They try to rush. They think the real work starts with tools, but that is wrong.
The real work starts here. Wheat thinking, wheat planning.
If you skip this step, you will face problems later.
So, take your time. Look at the sketch.
Imagine how the iron will bend. Imagine how each part will connect. Ask yourself, can this shape be made?
If the answer is no, adjust the design. Keep it simple and possible.
Now we move to the next step. Choosing the right iron pieces.
Not all iron is the same. Some pieces are thick, some hard thin, some hard flat.
Some are round. Each type has a purpose.
For the main structure, we need strong pieces. Something that can hold the shape.
For the design and details, we can use thinner pieces. These are easier to bend and shape. This mix helps us create both strength and beauty.
As we select the iron, we also check its condition.
Many times, raw iron is rust. It looks sturdy. It feels rough. But that is normal. Do not worry. This is part of the process. Later, we will clean it and make it shine. Now, let's talk about size. The size of each piece matters a lot. If it is too long, it becomes hard to control. If it is too short, it may not fit the design. So we measure carefully. We mark the iron where we need to cut.
This step needs focus.
Accuracy is key here. Even a small mistake can affect the final result. So we double-check everything.
Measure twice. Cut once.
This simple rule can save a lot of time. At this point, everything is still in parts. Separate pieces. No shape yet. No beauty yet. But this is where the magic begins. Because now we have a plan, we have the materials, and we are ready to move forward. But wait. Before we start cutting and shaping, there is one more thing. Safety. This is very important. Ironwork involves heat, sharp edges, and heavy tools. So we must protect ourselves. We make sure our hands are covered, our eyes are safe. We work in a clean space. No rush, no carelessness, because one small mistake can cause injury, and that can stop the whole process.
Now everything is set. The idea is clear.
The sketch is ready. The iron pieces are chosen and measured. This is the moment where planning turns into action. From here, things will start to change. The raw iron will no longer stay the same. It will be cut. It will be shaped. It will slowly take form. Step by step, it will move closer to the final design. And this is where it gets exciting.
Because in the next step, we will start preparing the iron. We will clean it, cut it,
and get it ready for shaping. This is the stage where the real transformation begins. So stay focused.
Because what comes next will start to reveal the true potential hidden inside this raw iron.
Now we move to the stage where the real transformation begins. This is where the raw iron starts to lose its rough look.
This is where we prepare it for shaping.
It may not look exciting at first, but this step is very important.
If we do this right, everything that comes next becomes easier. The first thing we notice is the surface of the iron. It is not clean. It has rust.
It has dust.
It may even have oil or dirt on it. This is normal.
Raw iron always looks like this.
But we cannot work with it in this condition. We need a clean surface, so we start by cleaning the iron. We use simple tools. We scrub the surface.
We remove the rust layer. Slowly, the dark and dirty look starts to fade.
Underneath, the iron looks fresh. It looks alive again. This is the first small change, but it feels very satisfying. As we clean, we pay attention to every part. Corners, edges, small areas. We do not rouge, because if we leave rust behind, it can cause problems later. It can affect the finish. It can even weaken the structure over time. After cleaning, we wipe the iron. We remove all the loose dust. Now the surface is ready. It is smooth.
It is clear. It feels better to touch.
This is how iron should look before we shape it. Next comes cutting.
This step needs focus and control. We already marked the iron in the planning stage.
Now we follow those marks. We cut each piece to the right size. As we cut, we stay steady. We do not rush. A fast cut can lead to mistakes, and mistakes here are hard to fix later, so we go slow.
We follow the line.
We keep the edges clean.
Once the cutting is done, we check each piece again.
Are the sizes correct? Do they match the design? If something feels off, we fix it now.
Not later.
Because small errors can grow bigger in the next steps.
Now we move to smoothing the edges.
After cutting, the edges are sharp. They can be rough.
This is not safe, and it is not good for the final look. So we smooth them out.
We gently work on the edges.
We remove sharp points. We make the surface even.
This makes the iron easier to handle. It also helps when we join the pieces later. Clean edges mean better fitting. A taste stays, something interesting happens. The iron starts to feel different.
Before, it looked like scrap. Now, it looks like material.
It feels ready.
It feels useful.
This is a small change, but it builds confidence.
Now comes a very important part. Heating. This is where the iron becomes flexible.
This is where we prepare it for shaping. Cold iron is hard. It resists
Change.
but when we heat it, it softens. As the heat rises, the color of the iron begins to change. It starts to glow. This is a powerful moment because now the iron is ready to be shaped.
This is where control matters the most. But we must be careful.
Too much heat can damage the iron. Too little heat will not help.
So we find the right balance. This comes with practice.
With experience, we watch closely. We adjust as needed.
Once the iron is heated, we do not wait too long because it cools down fast.
And once it cools, it becomes hard again.
So timing is very important here. Now we place the heated iron in position.
We get ready for the next stage. Shaping. Shaping. This is where the real art begins.
This is where the iron starts to follow our design.
But before we move on, let's take a moment to look back. Just a short time ago, this iron was rough and dirty. It had no form, no purpose. Now it is clean. It is cut. It is prepared.
It is ready.
This stage may look simple, but it builds the foundation. Without this step, the final result would not look good.
Every great piece of work depends on strong preparation.
And now everything is set for the next big step. In the next part, we will start shaping the iron. We will bend Italiano. We will form Italiano. We will turn straight pieces into curves and patterns. This is where the iron truly begins to change. This is where art starts to appear, so stay with, because what comes next is where the transformation becomes real.
Now we reach the most exciting part.
This is where the iron starts to take shape.
This is where straight pieces turn into curves,
This is where the real art begins. The iron is hot.
It is soft. This is the perfect moment to shape it. If we wait too long, it will cool down. And once it cools, it becomes hard again. So we move with focus and control. We take the first piece. We place it in position. Then we start to bend it slowly. Not too fast. Not too hard. Just steady pressure. The iron begins to move. It follows the force. It starts to curve. This is a special moment. Because now the design from our sketch is becoming real. What was only an idea is now forming. You can start to see the shape.
You can feel the progress. But shaping iron is not just about force. It is about control.
If we push too hard, the iron can bend too much. If we go too fast, we can lose the shape, so we stay calm. We move step by step. Sometimes the iron does not bend the way we want. This is normal. It happens even to experts. When this happens, we stop. We adjust. We heat the iron again if needed. Then we try again. This is where patience matters. You cannot rush this step. Every curve needs attention. Every angle needs care. Because these small details will define the final look. Now we move to the next piece. This one may need a tighter curve, so we apply more control. We bend it slowly.
We check the shape. We compare it with the sketch. Does it much?
If yes, we move on. If not, we adjust. As we shape more pieces, something amazing starts to happen. Each piece looks simple on its own, but together they start to form a pattern. You can now see parts of the design. Now let's talk about balance. This is very important.
If one side is too heavy, the whole piece can look off.
If one curve is too sharp, it can break the flow.
So we keep checking balance. We place the shaped pieces next to each other. We step back and look at them. This helps us see the bigger picture.
It helps us spot mistakes early. Sometimes we need to reshape a piece. That is okay.
We heat it again. We adjust the curve. This is part of the process.
No piece is perfect on the first try.
Now we start forming the main design. All the shaped pieces begin to connect.
We can see how they will fit together.
We can see the final form starting to appear.
This stage is very satisfying.
Because now the iron no longer looks like raw material.
It looks like art in progress. It has movement. It has style. But we are not done yet. Shaping is only one part.
Next, we need to build the structure. This will give strength. Before we move on, we do one more check. We look at each piece again.
Are the curves smooth? Are the edges clean? Does everything match the plan? If something feels wrong, we fix it now. Once we join the pieces, it becomes harder.
So, this is our last chance for small corrections. Now take a moment to imagine the journey so far.
We started with rough, dirty iron. Then we cleaned it. We cut it. We prepared it. Now we have beautiful forms. This is the power of process.
Step by step, the iron is changing. Slowly, but clearly. Each stage brings us closer.
And now we are ready for the next big step. Building the structure. This is where all the pieces come together. This is where the design becomes strong and complete. We will join the pieces. We will fix them in place. We will create the frame that holds everything together.
This is where the artwork becomes real.
Not just shapes, but a solid piece. Something that can stand. Something that can last.
Oh,
So stay with me, because now we are about to turn these shaped pieces into one complete masterpiece.